Welcome back to the HOT6 Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Already another Terran advances to the winner's match. Now we're going into a completely different matchup entirely here.
That is right. It's going to be PvP, Wolf. Rain versus SOS. Two titans of career in this, as this race.
Right.
And it's going to be very interesting because we haven't seen too much of either of these players too recently. The one record that I can think for Rain is that he did qualify for IEM San Jose. Sorry, I keep reading it like that. He beat, who did he beat? He beat Zest, he beat Sue, he beat MC, and he beat Hero.
He's also the reigning champion.
The reigning champion of HOT6.
He was able to win last year over Sulky, nonetheless.
Yeah.
So a very impressive win last year. And this guy is all about macro, all about late game, but in PvP sometimes that changes because that's just how this matchup is.
Yep, very true. It can get crazy. He's very, very good defensively. Very, very strong player, and I'm definitely picking him to have the coming into this tournament as the coming into this matches with a bit of an advantage. Looking a lot stronger than SOS here.
Well, $sign over here. You can see he made it to the round of 8 in the first season of GSL. Of course, is the world champion of IEM for season 8. And got runner-up at the Red Bull Battlegrounds in New York, so that was pretty impressive as well.
That's right. He qualified for this tournament through the online qualifier, losing to Stats actually in the winners final, so a bit of an upset with PvP there. And before that, he went to Battlegrounds Washington for Red Bull, and he ended up losing to Trap 2020.
Keep in mind, this guy also tied with Hero in the most points for Pro League as well, so he's got a lot of a lot of wins you don't see on that, individual league.
That's very true, but I think in most recent form, his PvT isn't looking as strong as Rain's. First map?
Yeah, Rain's had some really good PvPs recently as well, in the Keswa Cup, for example.
Yeah, exactly right. Nimbus going to be the first map there. What do you think about that?
Nimbus is a funny map for PvP because you've got that backdoor expansion that you could take, and you're still vulnerable to Warp Prism drops and things like that, but sometimes you feel a little more comfortable on this map. Blink Stalker you see from time to time. We don't see this map too often in PvP though. I'm really curious to see how these two are going to open up. I said earlier I felt like whoever won this would be one of the two pros I would favor to get out of the group. And I could take that a step further and say I think whoever wins the first game is also going to win this series. I'm really on the fence about who I think is going to take this one. I agree that Rain seems to be more on form recently, but
I kind of think this would be like more of a Rain map as well. He likes to set up. He likes to go to that 3 base. He likes to play defensively till he needs to attack. And I think he'd be very, very comfortable on this map, more so than SOS.
I feel like Rain also has the ability to do something tricky on a map like this. Of course, because SOS might be thinking he's going to be playing macro, very macro-oriented, very defensively. Early on, he might actually do something like proxy a Stargate. We've seen Rain proxy Stargates, 1 out of 10 games, do crazy board ray builds even. He loves to just do different things every now and then in the matchup when he hasn't played against somebody like this in a while. So,
well, this is a great air map, so I wouldn't be surprised if he did choose this map to do it on.
Yeah, Oracles are great on this map as well. Pretty high chance we're going to see one of these two players go for that. Map is up and loaded, in fact. So we're going to jump into this game right away here. Our Protoss versus Protoss, our second match here in Group B. This is the HOT6 last big match of 2014. And we've got these players ready and set up to go. The winner of this will move on to face TY in that winner's match. The loser will face Sue in the loser's match. It's time, guys. Game number 1 between these two Protosses on Nimbus. Down to the bottom right in teal.
My Insanity Rain.
One of his first big matches, in fact, to be played on My Insanity.
Yeah, that's very true.
Joining the likes of great players like Jockji, one of the first to join that team. Chanting to himself here a little bit. His opponent to the top left in red for Jin Air. $sign he is.
Jin Air Green Wings SOS.
Making money, getting paid.
He is, but not for a while now.
Yeah, that's true.
Will it be this tournament where he starts to make that cashola once again? It's hard to say. See a baseball bat. Yeah. That's all I see from this picture.
And keep in mind that going into this, we're cross spawns, so even early shenaniganry that we might end up seeing, early aggression, early pressure, is going to take a little bit longer. scouts are going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah, very true to that. We did see a bit of an earlier gate from Rain. So, cutting one probe before he goes for it, so
yeah, so that could be
possibly more aggressive. We could see that that Oracle that we've dreamed about, Wolf.
By the way, this is a Korean joke. BSL was once from, I think it was 2013, GSL Season 1, where the Group of Death had Innovation, Flash, and 2 other insanely strong players, maybe Sulky and someone else. I can't remember, maybe Life. But anyways, insanely great group. So people always called it, they called that season the BSL because everyone was saying Group B was the only group to pay attention to. And what that guy said on that sign was basically he feels the same way about this group because he thinks all these players are like the top tier players to watch.
That is interesting. I don't know if I completely agree with that, considering we just see what we saw yesterday. It was pretty insane play from Marine King especially.
Yeah.
I mean, you can never count Innovation out in this kind of tournament here. We're going to see Rain scout exactly where SOS is. And I'm very interested to see what Rain is going to be taking to with this fast gate.
Yeah, I am as well. He could be just rushing out an Oracle, but he gets the quick Stalker instead. And a second gate goes down here for SOS. He's conserved a little bit of his gas mining for a while there to get that extra money to make that gate. Plus, with his more economic build, he gets that as well.
Yeah.
And in fact, SOS hasn't started work gate research. He goes for the Mothership Core first, so he wants to get that flying unit out ASAP and probably go out and get some scouting information done. He's going to have a lot faster energy this way as well.
Yep, that's very true. We're going to have to wait and see because he still hasn't actually started that warp gate research, which could be a mistake at this point. I know he's saving up a lot of gas. You have to wait and see exactly what he's going to be going for there. And yeah, I guess we're going to see Fast Blink with this. Maybe DT. Could see something crazy like that as well.
Yeah. It would be a shocker to see DTs out of Rain, but you know what? That's the sort of thing that can catch your opponent off guard when you're known for macro play.
Okay. So we're going to see some fast Stalker play, actually.
Yeah, SOS definitely chrono boosting those Stalkers out as fast as possible to get a scout, get that pressure on. And we don't see Blink just yet for Rain. He's about to have enough money. And he gets a Dark Shrine instead.
Okay, DT, very late DT. I actually like this a lot here. We see no sort of teching abilities, observing abilities from Rain from SOS just now. He has nothing. He doesn't even have Warp Gate research going, and I actually think it's a mistake at this point.
Yeah, no, he absolutely should have Warp Gate research for sure. That's
I've never seen a build like this, actually.
There's no way he's forgone intentionally Warp Gate research. It's absolutely necessary.
I was going to hold back and, before I criticize it, I'm like, well, maybe this is a build. Maybe he's going to be teching something after this. But I think now it's just simply too late. And
your assessment is correct, man. It's too late.
I'm kind of freaking out for him here. SOS, what is going on? It costs 50 gas, 50 minerals, man. You can afford this in your build.
But he still has an aggressive position here, even without it. With 3 Stalkers to 1, he's going to pick this Stalker off. No problem. One more volley will do it. And this Mothership Core is still 5 seconds away from actually dropping an overcharge. And this will allow him to scout the Dark Shrine.
It will. It will indeed. But is it going to be enough time? Is it going to be enough time, though? I mean, we only see the robo started now. The Dark Shrine has finished, essentially.
Does he have a pylon? I don't see one.
Yes, he does. Just north.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Okay, yeah. If he runs right in there, he could actually possibly just straight up win the game if he targets the robo, but nobody ever does that in Korea, so he's probably just going to kill probes.
He might just go for the damage. There are 2 sentries, though, so he actually might be able to buy enough time with some force fields.
He's ready. He's ready. He should absolutely not miss this.
He's waiting for it. He's waiting for it.
Oh! No! Smooth like butter! Gets in there, and he only commits to 1.
Oh, wow.
2 kills. Oh, only 1, actually.
These force fields. Brilliant force fields here, and he might actually be able to buy enough time for this Observer to get out.
Yeah.
Oh, gets another one here.
Might just go for the sentry now. 2 swipes will do it.
Yeah. I mean, if he gets out alive, I mean, it's not the end of the world.
A lot of force field energy spent, too. Oh, he's tight in there. He can't get out.
Yeah, no way, no how. And we do see Warp Gate finally being researched for SOS. A little late there. Bit of a critical mistake. And a second DT hidden in the base.
Yeah, I feel like had he committed to 2 DTs a little bit faster, he might have been able to get more damage.
Definitely potential for more damage. And he sees the DT. It's going to die for nothing, essentially. So nice defense from SOS.
This puts SOS pretty ahead. He's had his expansion up longer. He's ahead in probes. He has the better tech. And the follow-up into Oracle just almost feels a bit awkward at this point because there's already a Forge out. He can drop cannons in the mineral line, which he may want to do just because he's scared of a Warp Prism follow-up.
Yep.
He's got not a lot of anti-air yet with just a few sentries, but I just don't know how much damage his Oracle's going to do, and he's missing the tech he's going to want for the mid game here.
Yeah, that's very true. He's going to have to do some pretty decent damage with his Oracle to make up for what the DTs couldn't do. But yeah, as you were saying, there's simply already enough anti-air. It's just about if SOS is going to be expecting this. He does have Observer on the map, but does not see the Oracle.
Yeah, he just barely misses that. And it's sneaking around the right side. Meanwhile, a scout comes in here to just see, and now he sees a Stargate, so now he's going to know. He's going to set up. Warps into a sentry. Actually, excuse me, that was Rain warping in that sentry. See what SOS decides to do. Okay, gets the Stalkers in position. They're already ready here. Easy peasy.
Yeah, this is not going to do much.
Is he even going to sack? Okay, he gets one.
No, he wouldn't sack this. He's just... He wanted one. He wanted one.
With only 3 Stalkers there, I guess you can get the one pretty safely, but not going to be able to come back in pretty much easily after that. Second Oracle is fake coming in here, so that might draw the Stalkers away. That might give him a chance to do a little bit more damage.
Yeah.
Ooh, and Storm coming down.
Very
we're going
early
to see Storm drops.
yeah, we're going to see Storm drops for sure. There it is. It's going to have to wait a little while for this. Could even get scattered up by the fake Oracle.
The thing about when you see a Warp Prism is you never expect Storm drops. You think, okay, probably
it's such a
solid
rare
drop.
thing in Starcraft 2, for sure.
You have to... Oh, you even use the overcharge for that. There's a cannon like I was talking about. But you have to pull your probes immediately. You can't wait for the warning because there's just not enough time.
And you see the follow-up from Rain here. Templar Archive, 6 gateways, charge, and damage upgrade here. So it looks like he could actually go for timing. So hopefully SOS isn't planning on going for a fast third base anytime soon.
Yeah. The Oracle ends up being worth it, now getting 5 kills in total. Finding that sweet spot, coming in where the Stalkers were not. Baiting out the attention into the main base here. Even another cannon being added right now for Rain. That actually could save him here a little bit. It's going to help him at least. He needs to pull his probes right away. He sees the Warp Prism. He knows it's coming. Or at least he has some sort of idea. He may have seen it with that hallucination scout.
Yeah, maybe.
But he's totally ready with units. He still needs to pull his probes, though.
Yeah, he'll definitely have to pull his probes. It's pretty much a suicide drop. He's going to try and get those perfect storms off, and yeah. If he keeps the probes in the storm, they will die. Down goes the Oracle for free, essentially.
Trying to distract him, perhaps. Here we go.
Yeah.
There goes the storm. Second storm is off as
damage.
well.
9 probes went down to that, and he keeps the Templar. And he escapes.
And 9 more probes could go down, or any number of them with a second drop.
Any number, Wolf. Archon's being morphed. Charge is finished here. Rain posturing here. Does he want to make an attack happen? Third base is going down for SOS after that damage was done.
Yeah,
in a pretty decent position here. He might actually have to force Rain's hand at this point.
Exactly. That's exactly what he's done here. Rain has to do something because he knows he's down in Harvesters. He knows his opponent, first of all, had the natural first. So he already had that early lead in probes. Now he's lost a lot of probes. He knows his opponent's economy is much better. And he already, of course, has the Archon tech up because he has those storms. So he needs to do something and needs to do it now. Zooming across here. He's going to hit this third base pretty hard. 3 more Archons morphing right now. He may simply have enough to defend. Let's find out.
I'm kind of thinking so, considering the supply lead he has currently, it's going to be defender's advantage. When that Nexus finishes, he will also have Photon Overcharge.
Yeah, does Rain even have a Warp Prism or a Pylon?
I think he's got a Warp Prism, yeah.
Okay. But every second he waits, it gets worse and worse.
Oh, look at the supply difference. It's already 20 supply difference at this point.
Yeah.
I don't see how Rain could possibly make this happen. He might have a +2 advantage for like a split second here, but I don't think it's going to be enough to really change it.
And the army supply is basically even. It's mostly workers that SOS is ahead in. But he has that defender's advantage, like you were saying. He's got a concave too. Time Warp goes down here. It's not the best one. Second one is much better. He's got some DTs mixed in as well. Let's see if they turn the tide.
Oh, very, very close fight here. I feel like SOS simply has enough there.
Yeah.
But these DTs are doing pretty good work. I actually don't think there's an observer here that's going to help out.
Definitely not. Actually.
Definitely not. So this is actually completely turning around simply because he forgot an observer.
Now it's coming in. Does he have a Nexus cannon? He doesn't have he doesn't even have a mothership core nearby. The space is going to go down.
GG.
Wow, no observer, no win.
No observer, GG. A very, very close game there, and Rain absolutely had to make it happen. SOS had the eco advantage, had the base advantage, even had a perfect position and army. Simply no observer, so 3 DTs did all the work.
I mean, I've played so many PvPs on the ladder throughout the last 4.5 years. I can tell you it's the worst feeling ever when you die like this because you know you're ahead. But at the same time, I can't tell you how many times I've also made DTs in my army knowing my opponent had more army, and I was like, I hope he doesn't have one. You know what also? SOS didn't have an observer, and Rain had an observer at the front where he could see that.
Yeah.
And he may have, of course, said, wait a minute, your observer's not over here. You don't have a cannon yet. It may have been this decision they made based on the fact that he was able to scout no observer with his own observer. And that's the power of that Dark Shrine. It's great for harassment, but sometimes in the late game...
It can have good follow-ups. It's very... you're able to utilize DT so well in the late game. Drops and stuff like that. Something really unexpected. I mean, there was a cannon in the third base, but it was something too far away.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe if there was a cannon in the front there, this would have been a completely different fight, and we would have seen SOS take the win. Not looking rattled though. SOS always has a smile on his face.
He certainly does. One of the happiest guys I've ever met my whole life. Not just pro gamers wise, man. This guy is positive energy.
Yeah.
Radiating.
You got to have that if you want to be successful.
Absolutely. Well, the map that he chooses here is Overgrowth. So another map we've seen picked. We saw it already by Sue.
Pretty much,
two-player map.
Yeah, it's the most stable map in this map pool. Most common map we see for just about every matchup.
It's actually the highest picked map in Korea for losing as well. Like
yeah.
it's picked the most.
It's a great map. I love this map.
There's nothing about Overgrowth that you sit and think, well, it's bad for this. I feel like he might do something weird. You feel like you're gonna play a straight up game on this map. Generally speaking, you could get proxied, but there's no weird parts of the map. All right, guys, game number 2. Rain in the lead versus SOS here in Group B. Uh-oh, speaking of something weird, this My Insanity player is going to have to face a
My
proxy.
Insanity Rain.
He will indeed.
Maybe that's why he had the smile on his face earlier.
Yeah, that killer smile. Smiling assassin. Smiling cheeser.
The known cheeser. Virginia Green Wings.
Gene Air Green Wings SOS.
He took such a wide berth on that probe too in the main. I'm like watching. I'm like, whoa, dude, you got to go around the edge, man.
Well, he knows down to an odd. I'm sure he's done this many times before.
He's just confident Rain's not going to scout, and he
could be very
may work out.
It could very well work out, or it could be a disaster. We're gonna have to wait and see if Rain is paranoid enough to check up there.
Okay, so it's in the main, so it's almost certainly going to be a double 10 gate here. He decides to not do 9.
Oh my goodness, he's gonna check for it.
Checking.
Oh, he doesn't see it there.
Oh my God!
Oh no, he's gonna be kicking himself.
Well, this is not necessarily game-ending, but it's as close as it gets. We have seen people defend 2-gate proxies without scouting them before.
I feel like no way. Not with 2 gases. Not with the gateway this late. I mean, no. I don't
think
see it
he will
happening.
either, but we have seen crazier things happen before.
I'm not giving him hope, Wolf.
It's all going to be about the micro here.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot about the micro, but it's simply going to be twice as many zealots for SOS at this point.
The thing that's scary about it is SOS also goes up to 12 probes, so he's got 11 probes back at home mining. It's a lot more economic than the double 9-gate 2 proxy, and he's got the ability to constantly produce zealots. It's never going to be a moment where he's like, oh, God, I just don't have enough minerals, or I can't build a pylon, this is awkward. He's going to have constant production of zealots here. Yep. Nothing's going to stop him. He's got a lot of chrono saved for this as well.
Yeah.
And he's even got this probe here to help fight as well.
Yeah, he does indeed, and harass a little bit.
He could pull the zealots. He decides not to.
No, I think you got to start doing damage right now. You got to cut his economy up, and you got to bring in the harassment. He scouts the 2-gate, and he can't believe it, I'm sure, because he scouted up there where he's like, I'm positive there's no proxy. Wrong. You're in a heap of trouble here. You have 1 gate.
So Rain put his pile in the right place, though, for safety for this. He's already losing probes, but at least he's not going to be unpowered on his gates.
I mean, there's already
probably game.
There's 3 zealots out already. He cannot be mining anymore. He's going to work on the pylons.
Yeah, and even with the pylons protecting each other, there's about to be 5 zealots in here. He's got no production, and he's supply blocked now. Unfortunately, this is most likely game. Mothership Core is going to help him. And we'll see, because this is what I'm talking about, man. The Mothership Core comes out, maybe he can hold with godlike micro.
It's just not enough damage from the Mothership, man. I mean, he's going to try and he's going to do the probe trick here. He's going to stack on 1 mineral patch here, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. Zealots are simply too tough. They aren't circles. You can't do this to Zealots. Zealots will 3-shot your probes.
He's buying time, but that's all. He's going to be game.
Yep. 7 probes down already. Another Zealot being credited out here.
Well, it's a Stalker, in fact. The Stalker can help kite.
Stalker can help kite, but I mean, it's a lot less damage than a Zealot, less is tanky.
And he's just not mining. That's the bigger problem here, because back at home, a transition can happen from SOS. In fact, he's already mining gas.
Yeah, he should definitely continue to make probes at this point.
And with no gas for Rain, he can't actually make any more Stalkers.
Yep. And the probes are actually fighting now, so he's going to trade
hold,
more.
Technically, but the question is, can he recover?
Well, it's going to be up to how much more we're going to see SOS commit to this. He is going to make Stalkers
He's got a core at home, yeah.
I like this a lot, and he's chrono boosting out even more here. Photon Overcharge is going to give him a little bit of time here, but I mean, the probe count is so small. It is only 10.
He's going to have to try to get those Stalkers out of the overcharge range. He's going to want to run them by immediately. He's going to use the Zealot here to help out. And as soon as his shields are gone, he's going to want to get out of there.
He can't overcommit to the Photon Overcharge.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't overcommit inside the Photon Overcharge.
The pylon here being targeted. I don't think he can get that, though.
Oh, nice. Down goes the Stalker here.
And now we can get the Mothership Core as well. And without
it's actually saying here he wants to try and take down the... no, it's actually just going for the Stalker here. GG, as expected. SOS simply too far ahead with that production. There's simply no way you can catch up to 2 gates.
Well, it's going to tie us up here. And, you know, it was an unfortunate scout. He didn't quite get close enough to see what he needed to see.
Yeah. Is that, you know, it's kind of the theme of today so far. Like, they're almost there. It's a little unfortunate. Like, oh, I didn't bring an observer with the main fight. Oh, I overreacted to a 1 Rax proxy. Oh, I didn't scout further enough for the proxy 2 Rax.
This is actually also a historic moment for this tournament because it's the first time we're not going to see a 2-0 so far.
This is the first time. You are so right, Wolf.
Every other match we've seen, all 6 of them, all 6 best 3s have been 2-0s.
Yeah.
This is going to be the first 1-1 to start things off.
How about that?
Rain. The smirk there. That's a funny thing, man. You kill someone with DTs like that, you get cheese. Can't feel too bad about it.
No, you just take it on the chin and keep going, man. Both having a good time here. Good to see.
Yeah, and it's not like the most stressful moment early as it could be either, because it's not the loser's match, it's not the finals match. This is a match where, like, you set the pace. You would like to get that extra life in the winner's match.
Yeah.
But it's not the end of the world if you lose here. You definitely still have other chances.
Exactly. King's Age Young Station going to be the 3rd and final map of this series.
Of course. Wouldn't have expected any other map being picked by Rain here.
Naturally.
And I feel like we're going to see Blink pressure into a macro game out of him.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a macro game. I think it's going to go 2, maybe 3 bases. Going to be that sort of style we saw in the first map.
I could see SOS doing an Oracle proxy here, though.
Yeah, I would be surprised. SOS doesn't seem to be afraid of anything. He's ready to mix things up here.
Well, the winner of this will move on to face TY in the winner's match. This is the HOT6 last big match of the year, Rain versus SOS. Down to the bottom right, My Insanity's player.
My Insanity Rain.
Only representative in this tournament.
The only representative in this in Korea, really.
Yeah, still, you know, actually living here and playing.
Yeah.
To the top left, his opponent in red, for Jin
Jin Air Green Wings SOS.
Excuse me.
Went for that proxy in game 2. Made it happen, made it work. A little bit of a mistake there from Rain, though, not scouting further enough. Far enough.
Yeah. I don't know what Pyongyang means. Isn't that? I thought that was a barracks, but maybe I'm wrong.
Not entirely.
It says even though he doesn't know, if I'm right, and that means barracks. Even though he doesn't know what a barracks is, like, it's still fun. Oh, so his friend must be coming for the first time. He doesn't know what a barracks is, so he's having fun. Okay.
That's why he was embarrassed.
I figured it out.
No, that was good. I was wondering why he was like ashamed of that sign.
Wolflock Holmes here on the scene. Elementary, my dear Moonglade. It's nothing.
Well spotted.
Did you see the DT? Neither did SOS. That's a great sign. I like that.
That's so true.
And he also even had the $sign in there.
I like it. Mirror builds here from the players. Oh, yep, still mirror builds. Both going to gas here with their gate.
Yeah, it's a tech map, generally speaking.
Yeah, much more defensive map here. The map layout gives you a lot more time before they can get to your base.
I've seen some players, especially MVP Protosses, really like to go 2-gate on this map because you don't expect it. Billowy comes to mind, Killer, of course, as well. You don't see too many games out of him these days, but when he does play on this map, he loves to do that. But when it comes to the style of play out of Rain and SOS, these two absolutely going to be going down tech paths here.
Yeah, that is very safe to say.
Bit of a quicker core here for Rain. Just gets it out more efficiently than his opponent. That there's no other change in build.
There is quite
actually, no, it's because he had less gas mine. That's why. Okay.
Yeah. Indeed, indeed.
I was shocked by that. I was like, how did he get that so fast? I wasn't even considering the fact that SOS could, of course, just have 6 and gas faster.
Yeah, so maybe SOS going for more gas heavy. Wants to go for that tech. What is a gas heavy tech? I have to say it would have to be DT if there was anything.
There's a lot of these.
There's a lot of gas. He has a lot of gas already.
Let's see what he's got planned to do with it. He's going to, of course, have to chase his probe scout out first before he wants to do anything.
So he's going to go for an early sentry. So that is pretty much why he was mining so much gas here. Sentry plus mothership core, 200 gas. Plus warp gate, 50 gas, 250 gas. That is maths.
I could ask you a question, Mingwei. Does it throw you off a little bit, Rain not being the red Protoss here? Because that drives me crazy. Because I always feel like that old SKT color, and I'm starting my brain's like
really?
associating the red with him, and I have to keep reminding myself.
No,
early
I'm
game.
just like I've trained myself during casting to study the names as much as I can at the early stage. So I'm pretty used to it now.
Well, we're going to see that double stalker come out here for Rain. Did not expect to see this, especially on the 3K. This is a billowy build, basically. And we're going to see him go over here with the mothership core.
Gonna be a lot of aggression early on here.
Yeah, and he's if he's unscouted, this could do a lot. Doesn't want to eat too much damage on this first stalker. Definitely needs to get back pretty early here. I don't know why he's shot twice.
And he got the initial shot there, so very nice there from SOS. He does have an early sentry, so he will have quite an amount of energy here to block the ramp while he goes for blink.
That sentry is really key, because if you don't have that,
you die.
You die because you don't have blink in time. It's not useful until you're dead, and then you don't have enough stalkers. But if you have the sentry, you can buy time to try to get those stalkers out. You can get that high ground advantage. If the pylon gets on the high ground, that's when problems start. So he wants to snipe this sentry, and actually he's going to go ahead and go right for the mothership core. Where's the force field? There he goes. Very patient force field. Really impressive.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you can like cut one of them off, then you get a free stalker, and then you can actually hold this a lot easier.
Yeah.
Oh, he lets 2 up here, and he still has enough DPS to kind of take this down, especially with this third stalker coming in here. And he's going to lose 2 stalkers for free.
Yeah, way
This
over
mothership core is actually way too deep as well.
What is he doing? He's way over targeted
here. What is he doing?
This is not.
He's going to lose the mothership core, no doubt about that. Photon overcharge activated. He cannot attack.
Even though the mothership core lives, it's now a paper airplane, and
it is useless here. Nice trades.
He's going to have blink soon.
He's going to have blink very, very soon here, and the stalker count is almost even when another warp in comes.
Yeah, when the warp in comes, it'll be fine. But he needs to get back. He stayed a bit close there. Mothership core is lurking around as well on the left side. Don't forget, that's still a piece on this chessboard that is Sejong Station right now. He's going to maybe just float home with that because he knows he's going to need that energy defensively against the blink stalker counterattack.
I like this pylon, an aggressive pylon from SOS. Looks like he will want to follow up now that blink has finished.
He's going for it. He's just gonna go right across the map. And Rain knows this. That's why he's trying his best to get that mothership core home. He's going to need that Nexus cannon. He's going to want these immortals out. He's already got one on the way, so he's doing everything correctly.
It's a perfect follow-up.
Gets scouted, that could really hurt the follow-up as well.
Yeah, it got scouted. It's going down.
And he's just going to expand.
Okay. Fair enough. So it can kind of stabilize here. I'm sure we're going to see an expansion very, very soon from Rain. Now that he's got an immortal out here, he will feel a bit safer. And it looks like it's going to happen. He's got to be careful, though. His stalkers are a little bit out on the map here. And when blink is active.
Yeah. Got to be so careful.
Blink is online here.
That it is.
Ooh. Nicely done there. Good reaction. No damage.
So at this point, I would make a case that Rain is significantly ahead. His Nexus is slightly later, but he has all the right tech.
He has the tech advantage here, but I mean, he's gonna. I believe SOS will have enough time to get Immortals out himself. He will be out of transition before anything sort of happens. And he's even gonna do some blink stalker harassment into the main base here, which I like a lot on this map.
Let's see how much damage this gets done.
Ooh, but we already
reacts.
Fast rotation there.
Now he doesn't want to get trapped in here. He's going to want to swing around and get out the bottom left. And the Stalkers...
Ooh, got to be careful.
Yeah, they get a bit trapped here.
He's kind of getting gross here.
He has to blink past. He can't bring it to that no man's land down there.
Trading pretty well, though, with these Stalkers.
Yeah, he's got to be careful of that Immortal. He needs to blink out. Can't believe he stayed that long.
Wow. No, that was a good trade.
Yeah.
That was a really good trade for SOS there. Very nicely done.
A bad situation into an okay one.
That could have been horrible.
That was really impressive. I actually can't believe he was confident enough to stay that long. He lost a lot of hit points, but that's not as important as actually what he got done with it.
Yep, Forge going down first for SOS as well, so we want to get that upgrade advantage, which will definitely Give him an edge.
When you know you're going to be down on Immortals, you've got to get some sort of other edge, right? So
Yeah.
I like this choice. He also knows that Rain is probably going to be on the defensive for a little while, so he can spend that extra gas, that extra 150 mils on the Forge to get that +1 out a little bit faster. And, you know, 250, 100 for an upgrade advantage this early when you know your opponent's scared, you know, on the defensive a little bit about your Blink Harass. I like it.
Yep, and very early Robotics Bay.
Yeah, it's another tech investment he feels comfortable in here.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Definitely going to get those Colossus out way, way earlier than Rain. Maybe Rain will go for a timing with his Immortals. We'll have to wait and see. Or he will go for that third base. But yeah, obviously Colossi, very, very important unit in this matchup, especially when you get a decent number. I mean, when it gets to like maybe 3, 4 plus, you start to really see a difference in these fights.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh, is he actually going to go for the Immortal? Because that would be cute. I would like that a lot, but it is such a risk as well.
It's such a big risk.
Doesn't look like it. Playing defensively here.
He's really given some consideration, but if he loses all those Stalkers, then he loses that pressure.
Yeah. No third base for either yet, both being very, very careful here. And Colossi has started, Colossi range has started.
Yeah.
And +1 for each.
Rain is going down that path into Twilight Tech, obviously a bit later.
With 4 more gates.
Yeah, and he's going obviously a bit later because he didn't start with a Blink opening, but what these 5 gates mean is that he's going to be taking what I call the finger approach, the finger approach versus the fist approach.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's hold that thought.
Hold that thought, Wolf. We actually have some great
he's actually, how did he get in there? He just saw with his observer, no Immortals were nearby.
He's going to get out.
But
6.
if you look at the hand, right, they've got 5 fingers. And with these charged zealots that he's going to have out earlier and all these gateways, he's going to have the ability to swing around the map, move around the map quickly. He's got the mobile army. Whereas Rain wants to, or rather, whereas SOS wants to have the Colossi, the big ball army, the death ball army, the fist army that's going to want to punch down a third base, attack it. Whereas what Rain is trying to build is something that can pull the army apart, overwhelm the army, drop it in the main base, harass with a big zealot warp, and he's got that, you know, a little bit more flexibility with his army. It's not stronger as a whole together, but he doesn't want to fight that way.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that pick off there.
Yeah, that was nice. I kind of get the impression here that we are going to see a very similar timing Rain did last game with the Archons, with the Zealots. So he's going to go for essentially a fist of his own, but it's going to be a fist into a fist, Wolf. And what happens then?
Well, that's the question. It's all about positioning. And let's see if SOS decides to take that third base because, you know, that's what leaves him vulnerable. I think he's starting to realize, especially because he keeps scouting with his observer, what's going on. I think he's going to just play defensively here. He's not going to take a risky third. And as soon as he gets more Colossi out in his own charge, obviously his own upgrades, he's going to feel really comfortable with that range. He's going to try to set up a position. In fact, right now I'm a bit surprised he's moving out this early.
That was actually incorrect, Wolf. What happens when you fist versus fist, you get 2 broken hands, man.
That's true, actually, yeah.
And none of us want to see that, especially from these players. They have
broken fingers are the worst, man. Can't play video games.
Exactly here. But we're going to see, looks like it's going to be SOS making the move here. And he does have the tech advantage. He does have the Colossi, which are going to help a lot against a lot of Zealots like this. But as you were saying, these War Prism, these Zealots, are going to do a lot of work.
Yeah. All right, they're going into the natural right now. In fact, they swing out because there's a cannon in the mothership core. You can't actually get that going. But this position now allows, at this moment, SOS to sort of siege and contain this location.
He can poke, though, with his Colossi range.
That's exactly right. He's going to keep poking.
Getting Archons of his own now. Needs to have a lot of tank for these Colossi. I'm kind of a bit worried for SOS in this position. A third Colossi is going to make a big difference here.
Yeah.
But he's got to have a great positioning.
Oh, snipe the mothership core! Oh. Nice! That
nice.
Is huge. Now he feels comfortable to fight. Yeah. But again, man,
I mean, look at the concave. Look at the surround here. They're going to come from every single side here.
It's the fingers surrounding the fist, man. He's coming from all the angles.
I guess it is, man.
And as he micros his way back here, he's able to just take out so many of these units anyways. He gets up onto that high ground, forces the cancel on those Zealots, and this is just too much firepower here.
This is way too much.
SOS has done it. GG.
Perfect play. Great army composition from SOS, and he takes the win, and he will be playing up against TY in the winners.
Yeah, man, and sniping that mothership core with the feedback was pretty critical. I'm a bit surprised that Rain allowed that to happen. He should have seen the high tempo on the low ground there. What's it for? It's for that one reason alone.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. He really needed that time warp, man. it was going to make a huge difference in that army, especially surrounding us.
Yeah, if he time warps that army, he's got the whole surround, you know, on that
whole
big death
shebang.
ball. The whole shebang, man.
Yeah.
You get
the
Zealots,
hand around the fist,
Yeah,
as you
man.
were saying.
the hand, yeah. I guess the hand is better to say than the fingers, but I mean, a fist is still a hand. Anyways, you know, the grab there that he's got with all the Zealots coming from all the different angles, the surround, the Archons get on top of those Colossi, and then the Immortals can get in there.
Yeah.
That's what you want, but you need a time warp for that usually. With that siege where Zealots get poked down, and then he's got the high ground to fall back to, and every time the Zealots are going in and out, and they're not sure whether they're going to stick around, then the Colossi get one more swipe off.
Yeah, no, SOS retreated perfectly. He perfectly positioned his army near the ramp, and he knew exactly what he had to do. He just had to kill the Zealots. I mean, there's 3 Colossi there, plus Archon, plus a lot of Zealots of his own. He was in the perfect position for it.
Even the pylon death was kind of a minor thing. You know, when the
it
pylon
was
died, he lost like 4 Zealots, 5 Zealots warping.
Yeah, he could have had even more Zealots to kind of defend against that. So,
but at that point, it was almost already over. You know, it was rough.
yeah.
So as it is, we're gonna have a PVT in our winners
PVT
match,
and a ZVP in the losers.
and that's what we're gonna be seeing. The winners match, of course, coming up first after this commercial break.